So, what I'm going to do is little stuff. This is how it all starts. Normally I'm going, hey, this is Bill. Welcome back to my show. Well, let me tell you. So, I've been making a lot of quesadillas lately because I bought a ton of tortillas that were like on sale at one of those big box places. So I'm like, oh my goodness. And you know, the expiration date wasn't that far out, so I've literally made quesadillas like with everything, you know. So this was kind of an interesting one that last night I actually got to cook out. Yay, got the grill out, cooked out, yay. And did a nice beef tenderloin, and there's a little bit left, and I'm like, I'm not throwing it away, and I'm like, hey, how about quesadillas? So here we go. Let's talk about it. So what I did was, I've sauteed a couple mushrooms. In fact, I want to get them back to warm because I did them a few minutes ago. That's what prep's all about. And I got my frying pan here. Now this frying pan is actually really old, and it is non-stick and it's really nice, but I need to kind of extend the life of it because I had to wait for them to be on sale. So I'm going to take a little canola oil because I really don't want to leave a lot of flavor in here. And before the pan gets hot, so I have to stop talking, you put a little bit in there, take a paper towel, and just really, because I just want residue of canola oil. I put too much in on purpose because I just want to get that surface kind of back to life without making you know, it's funny when you go and you see how they use a cooktop in a fast food place to make like quesadillas, and they dump like a quart of oil in there. It's kind of a waste. Alright, so I need to get this warm, and you know, a heavy pan, turn it up, let it get hot, and then turn it down as soon as you know it's hot enough. This is going to take a little while to turn up a little bit, because I want everything like ready. Everything has to kind of be ready. You know, some things I have to practice the timing on because it's like make sure something isn't burning before you need to move on, and make sure you have all the utensils you need ready at hand. So that's why dry runs are really important sometimes. Alright, I know this sucker is getting really toasty. Just want to make sure this pan is going to be hot enough in time. And I've got this thing cranked up. It says it's a super burner. I don't believe it. I think this burner is actually hotter. It's easier to control, so that's why I always cook on this one. Okay, here's rumbling. Alright. So it's funny, I opened a bag of these up, and I don't want a torn one. And the Ziploc failed, it tore. So I actually had some tortillas that I just finished up, and I put them in that bag, but now I can't remember what the expiration date is. And that's the wrong bag anyways. Alright, those are making sound. This is feeling pretty toasty hot. So, let's start the race. It's a little toasty. Just make sure it can move around. Now before the shell gets too crispy, I need to get cheese all the way around. And I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about the cost of cookware. It's just like through the roof. It's so insane. So I said, I'm the shopper. Let's wait till it goes on sale. Alright, so now I got my cheese melting. So I got these mushrooms here. And when I'm doing a test out, I only really need to cook one, right? So I have a little bit of the beef that I cut into little strips. Just want to get a little heat in there. I'm going to turn it down right away. And it's right, you know, I always eat from the outside in, so this is the center, which is obviously the rarest. Now this thing is toasty hot. Turn it off. Figure out where I'm going to fold it, because I don't want to put this on half. Got an escapee. I think that looks pretty good. I always have my little silicone pads. Actually, that's too hot. I'm just going to put it back on the stove. So let's make sure this thing's still good. Yeah, nice and loose. Perfect. And so now what do I got? Alright, I want to put a little onion on here. So I just sliced up some red onion. Nothing fancy. Slice some jalapenos. It's amazing how the fresh ones really lose their heat pretty quickly when you cook them like this. Now the important thing is, like I said, before the shell gets too crispy, is I want to be able to fold it over. And it's perfect. So I got just a little crisp to it, but it's not overdone yet. So now we're going to give it about a minute. We're going to flip it. So in the meantime, move some stuff. Whoops. So what I did was, when I did corned beef sliders, I came up with this recipe where I took 3 heaping spoonfuls of horseradish, about a quarter cup of sour cream, a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, a tablespoon of mayo, and I put a tablespoon of chives in. Well, I had a little bit left over, and I'm like, with the steak, the horseradish sauce is probably going to be really good. So I did, this is kind of like part of the experiment of how I figure things out. Now I flip it, and there's always the dreaded stuff falling out. And sometimes what we do is pay better attention so it doesn't happen. Well, I could normally, I would just edit that out, but that little mushroom would go back in the pan. It just didn't want to be there. So now you can see there's a nice brown coat or color to this. It's definitely crunchier. And I apologize, this is less formal because this is early in the morning when I'm trying to get all my thoughts together, and that's how I roll. Alright, so what I'm going to do, pretty sure this is done. One more flip, done perfect. And then for, a lot of heat there. Of course, when no one's looking, I always steal that piece of mushroom back. Oh, toasty hot. Alright, like I said, you always have to have everything ready. And I want these kind of small pieces. Now this is just a soft taco shell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in thirds, so it's kind of like, more like finger food. So we just want to crunch. Crunch. And for the first trial, I want to make sure it's good. So we're going to, while it's hot, normally I'd be taking a picture of it, but what in reality happens is I'm going to try it. And I'll be like, so I didn't put refried beans in because I thought it'd be a little much. I might have wanted to just for the extra flavor, but the meat's so tender, it's really good. Horseradish kind of choked me up a little bit, but it's really good on here. Yeah, overall, I think this is a success, and I would do it as a show. So this is my show for today. Thank you for your patience and understanding. One day I'd love to videotape how I edit things, because that's just as much fun and boring. I mean, fun and useful. I really appreciate when people do comment. I got some really good comments the other day about just little things to do. And I just thought this would be a good way for you to kind of see the behind the scenes of there's a lot of work that goes into this. Anyways, because this might officially get put out there on the World Wide Web of YouTube, I'm going to tell you to please subscribe. Thank you for commenting, and ring the notification bell so you can keep following me. And have a great day. And I'm going to go back and eat this.